Right, hopefully I am live, but we shall see. I've just got to load up the iPad. Right. I've just hidden the chat. It looks to be that we are live. So this bit'll be for people who are looking back if they do. Welcome to this, what will be video to you, but welcome to the stream. We're just going to run some trains today and have a little natter, I think, if anyone comes in. So throughout the stream I'll be changing locos and rolling stock. Primarily going to be Mark 1 passenger trains today. What else? Just a generic mix of locos. No planned schedules for anything. Just when I get bored, I'll change the locos over and we'll just see how it goes in general. Despite looking at you, so hello to everyone who's joined. I can see the chat, so that's always good. I can read everything. Hopefully everyone can hear me. I haven't actually tested that bit, but oh well. So anyway, at the moment we've got our Austerity, Hunslet Austerity Leeds built engine called Harry, and that's Astley Green Colliery locomotive, hauling a mixed freight train. Fairly decent pace, let's be honest. And then on the outer line we've got a little Hunslet Fitzwilliam, 16-inch Hunslet, sorry. Patricia it's called, and it's got a couple of green Mark 1 coaches. And yeah. So that's for the outer line. Hunslet is to sort of mimic early heritage railway days. Hello Timber, yeah, that's probably because the phone's in near the middle of the layout and I'm off to the side of it, of course. And hello Chris. Sound and picture good, that's alright then. So yeah, at the moment we've just got a couple of Hunslets running. I've got a generic lineup. I just threw some random engines out, not quite literally thrown. Just, like I say, see how I go. If I get bored, then I'll switch some up. Or just, you know, I'll change it up now and then. Like I say, set of locos I've got out. I probably won't run all of them, but there's a interesting set out so far. So we'll see how the stream goes. The weather's been quite nice recently, at least where I am. Getting warmer though. I don't like the heat too much. If it's too warm, I'm not that happy. But at the moment it's not too bad. And then people have been looking up into the sky overnight, haven't they? I done it myself, but didn't get the best of photos. So it's been a very long time since I ran the layout. Well, long time since it's been shown on the channel. As you know, the others are being the Harvest on a pause, has been for a while. Little Kingston progresses in bits, so I do a little bit and then it's months before I touch it again. Roger Bay, I haven't really touched this one. I haven't done anything to it. And in fact, the Harry is running on the inner line. Harry's that inner line hasn't been used for a very long time. I've only just got it running again for the stream. I don't ever really use the inner line that much. I tend to put coaches in there just for storage. And the outer line I've had going the last probably week or so. So yeah, it's been nearly 3 months of neglect, but I've given it a basic clean over today and got some trains running. The reason behind it is the Wi-Fi went. No Wi-Fi earlier, so for nearly all day I thought, well, we can run some trains as soon as I've got a day off. Done a little bit of maintenance as well. The inner line, there's a section where there was a bit of a poor connection, so engine slowed down in a certain area. That's fixed for now until that goes again. Weather's great here, yeah, that's good. So yeah, random selection of locos I got out. Lord Nelson, which hasn't seen the light of day for a while. My Manor, which is Hinton Manor. I believe the last manor to be built under Great Western Railway. An E4, Bluebell, the P-Class, L92, that's because of you, Chris. Holden, which is a Great Western Holden. That one. 14XX. Another pannier tank. One of the old Hornby open cab ones. 27. Mallard, the A4. Green Knight, which is the last loco I bought, which was back in January. And it was one I renumbered and named, and it has one of the Model U lamps on the top at the moment. Large Prairie 4110, as you would know, the one I helped restore. And PVA 39, now it's had its repaint. So that's what I've got out. I won't guarantee all of them running at all, but it's more that I've thrown a generic set out and we'll see how it goes. And instead of doing a set plan like I normally do, I just thought we'll see how it goes, leave it to it. I completed the outer loop fiddle yard on my layout this afternoon, so I have one loop connected. That's good, Chris. And then you'll do what I do and just leave trains running. It's weird. I started this layout and never have intentions of finishing it as such. A layout's never finished, but yeah. Eventually the layout will be pulled to bits and redone, so, you know, not something I'm daring to start yet, but it's a future thing. It may not even be known as this layout anymore, you never know. I always say I should build the East Somerset Railway, or, well, a section of it, because those are the engines I get are the ones that have been to the East Somerset normally. That's my main focus. The Holden is definitely an underrated model. Cheap and cheerful, at least they used to be. So those two Mark 1s are Kitmaster ones, they're fairly new to me. Chris, you would have seen on Discord. Yeah, on Discord you would have seen the interiors. This one hasn't got any people, but it's got papers and that, and it's still done to the same extent as the, I think it was the chocolate and cream ones I put in Discord. I've got some of the chocolate and cream, the two chocolate and cream ones in front of me right now, so, and they will be out at some point today. But yeah, it's been such a long time. It's about time that you see that I am still about. I haven't just given up with the channel. Just a lot busier now with working and stuff. So, because I'm a bit busier, I don't have the time, and to be honest, not feeling the mood for doing as much YouTube at the moment. I just think of, you know, if I go to Heritage Line and film it, that's probably what the videos will be, at least for now. Sorry, I'm just trying to move a bench with a person who doesn't want to sit on it, it seems. There we go. But yeah, so we got Harry and Patricia, it is. The two Leeds-built Hunslets. So how have you been today, Chris? And touch wood, everything's behaving at the moment, which normally just ends in disaster. Well, starts in disaster, not ends. Yeah, that's the Rapido Trains one. It's a very good model. Got a lot of separately fitted details in the cab, to be honest. It's quite good. And then, of course, the firebox glow. I have 3 of the Rapido models now, I think. I have the Hunslet, which you can see. What else have I got? Lion. And the 15XX. I forgot to mention that one, I think. That's sound fitted. Because that is one of the models that you can run on DC with DCC sound. So it's quite clever. You don't get access to the full menu of sound, you know, you don't get whistles. But you do get a select few, and it's quite nice. And it's quite game changing, actually. I think that in the future, you know, it'll never be the last sound fitted engine. I think I will one day end up getting another. But at the moment, I don't, because I haven't really been following the model hobby that much. I don't know, I'm just not sure what there is. You know, I'm not that sure on what's being made now and what have you. I probably know it all, to be fair, but I haven't been looking out at it, so some stuff could have slipped through easily. Because the only thing I'm thinking of getting at the moment is, well, when it comes out, is Black Prince. Of course, being a David Shepherd engine, and I've got Green Knight, so I might as well get Black Prince. Just thought I'd zoom in a bit more. Does that look more like your rail, not rail tour, rail cam? Yeah, so Harry is the old Hornby one. I think I paid about 40 quid for it back over a year ago, easy. The Hunslet I got brand new. And it's behaving itself. I might have run a few engines today. And I'm quite surprised how well all of them run. I mean, I haven't really tried out any of the Triang era models, you know, the ones that tend to want warming up a bit more, or the ring-filled motor type engines. But, yeah, it's not too bad. O-Gauge Even Star. I've seen one of those. Heaton Lodge. You've probably heard of Heaton Lodge. Chap used to sell supercars. He built it, didn't he? Pete Waterman got a world record, didn't he, for what biggest portable model railway, I think. which I think Heaton Lodge was. I could be wrong. It was at least known as the biggest model railway at some point. But yeah, he had a weathered Evening Star, and I tell you what, that was really good. That were really good to look at. See, this green hut is for the parcels trains, to drop them off. I've got the gantry, the arm, the other end, but it broke. And I doubt it will ever be used again, because as much as I'd like to, I'll have to... Where I've placed everything, you've got to put these little ramps in between the rails to activate under the coach. And someone decided, well, they didn't realise at the time, when they fixed it all down with the ballast and stuff, that they put not only the drop-off point, but the collection point, both in the wrong places where those ramps collide with, on the crane arm end is the level crossing, and this end, as you can see, the power track. Which I could probably remove that central thing board, but it's not that bad. Having that power track does partly annoy me nowadays, but at the same time I'm not that fussed. I'm not fussed enough to go ahead and remove it all and do all stuff. Because like I say, one day the layout will probably be completely rebuilt anyway. So that'll probably be, I'll probably get rid of that. We've got a Triangle Dean single the other day. Oh, that's good. What's it like with strength? Is it alright with strength wise, or? Sorry, the phone is quite stubborn to swing back down to there, but it's better shut the station. Pulse 5 coach is okay. Oh, that's alright then. The thing with this layout is it's got hills. Unintentional, but it's got hills. And some of those hills are quite steep. So a lot of my engines can't really show off how strong they are. Well, they look a bit underwhelming sometimes. Like the Hunslet, that can pull a long train of wagons and pull quite a long train in general if it was on the flat. But with these two old Kitmaster ones that have a bit of drag to them, it wouldn't handle another one, I don't think. It would handle some wagons behind it, and add another coach and that'd be it. Quite a nice engine though. I keep going to say the Hunslet, but that doesn't define which one's which. But Harry, the Astley Green Colliery one. Forgot his name, but he has a lot of footage when he was a lad of the colliery. Jonathan Gilbert, I think. That rings a bell. That one, because it's older, it's quite loud, whereas this modern Rapido engine is dead silent when it runs. You can barely hear the motor going. Oh, you've got inclines. Yeah. See, one thing I done on this layout, I've done it on all of them unintentionally. Oh, I guess you could bring the harbour as an exception, actually. Is, I never put any depth into it. It's all flat. I mean, it's got hills, like I say, but it's not... There isn't a bridge, where it cuts down at the bottom and that. It's got no level to it, if you know what I mean. because even adding a hill would have been nice. I nearly did, but it just looked wrong on this little place, on this little layout. Wants a bigger one. Everyone wants a bigger layout. That sounds like a good idea, Chris. Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, Little Kingston hasn't got any way of getting power to it, but I will be soldering wires to it to go in the Gauge Master combi controllers. What else? The Little Yorkshire, more of a photo plank really than a layout, but it functions, is Hornby Power Track powered. However, I could solder some wires to the end of that. And what else? What's the last one? The Harbour is wires for the combi. Yeah, that's the most discreet way of doing it, isn't it? Definitely more discreet. I do like seeing that Hunslet with those two coaches. I haven't actually ran those coaches with it before until, well, just before the stream really. And I think it looks quite nice. Very heritage railway. Definitely feels like it. But yeah, like I say, it's been a long time really since I've been on here. But I'm very glad to see that I've got over 1,000 subscribers now, considering, I mean, the last year I said I'd cut down, and I did. And this year is really cut down completely. But the rate of subscribers have been going okay, if not more. It's thanks to the YouTube Shorts, I think. That helps. I do like that Hunslet. Very small derailment on one of those coaches, but it was such a light derailment. I just fixed it whilst it was on the move. 93, Chris. It took me a long time to get to where I am now. I'm trying to think how long. Probably about 6-7 years. How long was it since the first video? 6, I think. Yeah, about 6 years it's took. Long time. I think they look nice. And the thing is, I wouldn't normally go out and buy. Wouldn't be something I'd do. Because I'm not, I don't know, there's something about Southern Railway stuff that doesn't appeal to me as much as all the other companies, you know, like the big four. Most of the Southern engines I like, or Southern based, are the pre-grouping. Like, you know, your Southeastern and Chatham Railway P-Class, London, Brighton and South Coast Terriers, you know. The sort of little engines. The Southern region stuff, though, I'm probably more stuck to an S15 and Lord Nelson's. Oh yeah, the Q1's an interesting one, isn't it? Not something that I mean, I think I like it more for the quirkiness of it, if you know what I mean. And it was built for the purpose, and it served that purpose. Yeah, it was quite a good engine. Oh dear. As you saw, Sentinel was definitely going scale speed there. It seems I've got uncoupling wagons. Most powerful. Oh yes, it was, wasn't it? I said to someone, there's so much railway knowledge that you can't, you know, remember it all. It's stuff like that you remember, you knew, and then you forget, and then someone reminds you. Yes, they were very good engines. They suited their purpose in the period of time very well. As you may have noticed, I have took Harry off, and I've got the Hornby Sentinel going, PBA 39. But you may notice something a little bit different to how Hornby made them. You may also notice that it's stalled. There we go. It's because I've got it a bit slow. It's also, I've not long had it after it being away for about a year. And in that year it wouldn't have done much running at all, if any. So it needs a good run to wake up. See, the tow brake van is on what is considered the correct way round, with the veranda facing the train, because of course they had to keep an eye on the train and sadly not the view. However, I do think the other way round always looks nicer with the veranda facing out, like on the Tickhill Thunderbolt, you could say, where you get a look out on the view. Could you imagine it though, on a cold winter's day, stood on that veranda at 45 miles an hour, icy cold wind. So yeah, we've got a couple of gunpowder vans in that freight train. I think one's a different brand. I can't remember what for though. But we've got Wigan Coal, Fairbros, a match truck, a southern-based van, which it was southern built, but it's an LMS one, based on the southern region, but then at some point went to the LMS. Middleton, which is from the Middleton Railway, an exclusive for there. Northeastern Van, which is from the Country to Coast Hornby train set. The Oxford Rail Banana Van, which is, I think, one of the best wagons I've got. The detail on it is fantastic, and the price of it was quite good. And that's what I like about Oxford Rail at least was, I don't know about now, but the value for money was really good because you were paying lower prices but getting details better than Bachmann and stuff like that. And then yeah, you've seen the gunpowder ones, and then the Ruston and Hornsby flat wagon from the Ruston, and the Oxford Rail brake van at the end. Oh yeah, because the thing is, I quite like the gunpowder vans, of which they've stopped to show you. That wasn't on purpose, that was a stall. But yeah, so I quite like them. I did think about getting one of the Rapido ones to compare, because these are cheap Dapol ones. Well, the red one's newer, but it's the same tooling. And I like I say, I thought about getting one, but the thing with Rapido is I appreciate and understand they've put a lot of effort in, but I just couldn't bring myself to spend over £30 per wagon. It's the same reason I would absolutely love, because they're doing Port of Bristol Authority wagons. I'd absolutely love a few of those, but you're looking over £90 for just 3 wagons, which I'd just rather go without, and I'm someone with a Port of Bristol Authority base layout, so you know. But no, I like Rapido for their locos. I think their value for money on locos is really good. I'm not as sure on the wagons, because I mean I haven't had one myself. But at the same time, I just don't think I could bring myself to spend that much on a wagon. I do hear a derailment. I think it has actually fixed itself though. Don't you love it when a piece of rolling stock fixes its own derailment over a point? You got the Dapol. Yeah, you like Dapol. Oh yeah, did you? Is that a nice wagon, the Jenny Kirk one? Yes, the Cambrian one, yeah. I can't remember what the other one is. Chas Nelson. Portland Cement, I think. Beautiful but expensive. I see the signal keeps dropping at the moment. I don't know if it's still alright at all, but it seems to be just losing the quality a little bit for me. We've got some Dapple coal wagons. £4 each, that's not bad, is it? There is footage of the Bristol Railway, Bristol Harbour, and it has the Sentinels, 39 in fact, running along with the steam engines, which is, I think, very fascinating to see. But do you recognise anything? Do you notice anything different? With the model? 8 people? Really? Wasp stripes, yeah. So, I didn't bring it out actually, otherwise I should have really to have shown you. But as you would know, how Hornby made 39, because I got 2, which I made one into 42. That has the wasp stripes on the buffer beams and then along the frames. This one's been painted by a friend of mine from Cranmore. He's painted over the wasp stripes on the running plate, running board, whatever. And then, yeah, done the buffers in the yellow and, not yellow, red and white stripes. So that's how 39 is now, although much more faded than the model. But yeah, that's just to show and demonstrate. 39 as I know her, at least, in real life. She is stopped there on purpose, don't worry. I still quite enjoying seeing the Hunslet go round, but if you want to see something else, then just say, because I'll put something else up. I do quite like the Hornby Sentinel, but there are a few things on it. I wish it was powered with the same motor, etc., as the 040 variant. I prefer the cab detail on this one, but the handrails and that on the front end at least. I wish some things were done more like the 040 than the complete retooling, because the 040 variant runs so much better to scale speed. Because, well, 39 with the when I done scale speed, I once put it at full power and the top speed was 60 miles an hour for an engine that does 17.6 at the fastest. And I think the slowest I managed to get it to go along my hilly layout was top speed for a real Sentinel. So I'm not always all for scale speed, but I do think it's nice when you can match it, and especially it's a shunting engine, so I think it should have more shunting speeds. People's mileage may vary though, so they might have one that sets off smoother. It's like the Terriers. Some people have because my Merton just that jolts off, and some people get them where they set off smoothly, and it's just the motors in them. Some are good, some are not as good. You're happy with the choices? Oh, that's alright then. Might change it soon though. Don't know what to though. I've got a whole line up here. yeah. I quite like leaving 39 up there, to be honest, because it reminds me of when we do the Santa trains at Cranmore. When 39's waiting for the next train to come back from Cranmore, ready to do a shunt release. Everything seems to be running okay. The loss in quality every so often, but I don't think it's too bad. Fingers crossed, at least. You probably can't see the firebox glow as the engine goes by, the Hunslet, but it is quite a good and fairly bright, actually, fire glow. So, because there's a slight delay to the stream, I have to... Oh, you can sort of see it reflecting. Oh yeah, you can see it reflecting in the cab. It reflects really well. Much better than the Dapol Prairie. That's the only Dapol engine I've got. But I think they're all... I won't guarantee it, but I think they're probably the same. Where... they've got the firebox glow, but it's such a weak firebox glow that you don't actually see it when it's running. I think the best way to watch it is to because the cab roof can come off, so you can fit crew in better and that. Just take the roof off. Is everything okay everyone else's end? So my stream, the little signal bars just flashing between amber and red quite frequently. I mean, when I started it was on green to amber, so... As you can see, it's quite bare under the platform. Probably needs work, but I'm not in a rush to do it. Oh, we're sitting at green now. That's alright. Good most of the time, that's alright then. The inner line, I realised after I pulled all these engines out, there's only a select few that can run on the inner line without derailing, just due to the harsh track work. I realised that I've only got a few that can run on the inner line. Holden's just about strong enough to haul that though. Looks quite nice actually. One of the engines you don't run as often when you get more modern stock, I found. realised I moved some coaching stock earlier, and I have no clue where I moved it to, funnily enough. Oh, right under my nose. I'm going mad. One of the most, like you said earlier, Chris, underrated engines. Ballast, yeah. I forgot how time-consuming ballasting was and then I done Little Kingston. I soon learnt how long it took. Doesn't help when you're impatient though. You've got to make sure you've got so much patience on your hands. Another Holden I have one to repaint and detail as the Swindon Work Shunter it was. Only one photo of it exists there as far as I know. I think I've seen a second one, but it took a lot of searching to find once. There's probably been plenty of photos actually taken of it by ex-Swindon Works lads. And, you know, they probably took them, but the photos are long lost, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that'd be good, that. I own, well, it's with the chap who done the Sentinel. He actually done it himself anyway. A repainted Holden. It's sort of an intercity swallow livery. There we go. Yeah, it did have a toolbox on the tanks, didn't it? Yes, the Citadel wash. I can't remember the name for it. That, and then it's had a varnish on top. The roofs have been black wash. Oh yeah, black wash as well. Wheels have been painted, and then the running boards have been painted as well. Took ages to paint the white walls. Because they are the Hornsey Railroad ones that the Mallard set originally came with. Oh yes, definitely, miles better. Much more up to standard, aren't they? Took her a few minutes, as you would have seen, to get it awake. It hasn't ran for a very long time. Mallard's one of those engines that it was actually my first tender engine, first large engine really. I only had the Holden type engines at that stage. I think it was actually a Pug and a D-tank I had, and then I had Mallard. And then it went on to Helmingham Hall, and then rest is history, really. But Mallard's one of those that I had from the beginning, and it done a load and, so many miles, really, in the early days of the layout. And now I've grew the collection so much, it doesn't get run as much. But you still can't help but run it. And then of course I've got Sir Charles Newton, which is the super detailed A4 in the wartime black, which is a really nice engine. But yeah, there's something about running this Mallard that brings me back to the early days of the model railway. But as I've only got 3 of those teaks, I've got a teak 4-wheel coach as well. But as I've only got those 3, it looks stupid behind the A4 really. That's why I've added the 4 Mark 1s. You'll notice Mark 1s, for a long time my main coaches were the teaks and the railway children coaches. And then in the last year or be over a year now, I've grew up a rake of Mark 1s. I've got 4 of the maroon ones. One is one of the Kitmasters. That is my only blood and custard that's in the consist. Those 2 green ones, and I've got 4 chocolate and creams. Yeah, and there's something about that one A4 that's quite majestic. Very smooth looking. You can have it pelting along as fast as you want and it'll look smooth. But, I mean, Mallard used to be put the full speed, work flat out all the time. Giving it a bit more of a leisurely run. An alright speed. Enough to give it a good warm up. And look fast enough, let's be honest. Still nice and bright outside actually. That's not too bad, is it? Yeah, I did nearly bring the wartime black one out today, and then I thought no, because we need to give Mallard a run. I don't know if you ever saw, but the wartime black one, I went to run it one day, I was playing up, and then I looked round the other side and noticed that a load of the motion decided to bend. I don't know why or how, but it all bent and buckled. And I had to, nobody wanted it. Like, I asked a couple model shops, I think it was, and no one wanted it. No one really knew what to do, you know, because I was thinking, I'm looking at a new chassis. In the end, I pulled the valve gear apart myself, straightened it all out, the original, and put it back together, and it's never played me up since. Just be aware that it's probably a little bit more weak than than what it used to be, but it's never let me down since. Hello Adam, how are you? It's been a while, hasn't it? As you can see. It's been a little while since I've been doing this sort of thing, so thought I'd come back to it today. Show that I'm still about and the layout's still about. Just don't do YouTube as much as I used to. Yeah. She'd barely go a few minutes ago. Woke it up. It's had a long enough slumber. Tell you what, I'll put Mallard up the full pelt. Just for the fun of it. Like good old times, full pelt. I think that's enough of full pelt. Well, it's been a mix of being busy and not being bothered. I haven't really felt like doing YouTube for a while. Felt like doing this though today. And been busy with work and stuff, so other bits and pieces, you know. As you've probably noticed, I've put Mallard slower than what she was before I put her full pelt. Just so you get a better chance of actually seeing the engine. That's a decent model, that is. And it never had its front buffer beam when I got it. And I had it like that for a long time, and then one day I emailed Hornby. I knew I couldn't get the part off eBay, so I emailed Hornby and said, is there by any chance that you can sell me one? I explained that it was second-hand, second-hand engine. Just wanted that one bit. And they just went, send us your address. And they posted one to me. Sprung buffers as well. Something relaxing about hearing those coaches over the rail joints. Even these little models, it makes a nice little sound. Yep, you got that one, Adam. Definitely good of them. I've heard people say things about, say bad about Hornby's customer service, but I've never had fault with it. They've never wanted proof or anything sent back. I've never had it where a whole loco needs to be sent back, but certain things, and I've reported, and they've never even asked any questions. They just send out a new one, a replacement part, or they sent me a new controller once. So as you can see, Adam, I've got the Holden running for old time's sake. Always good to get one of the old 040s running. Not something that I always have. It's the sort of engines you start with and then that's it. But, so every so often I go, yeah, I'd better run one. Again, Mallard's one of the early engines, so I see that going. Yeah, definitely. I think... Oh yeah, I've also painted the interiors. I've got to mention that. But no, I think they are worth doing up. Because you get, at the end of it, you get the... you're sort of quite glad that you've done it yourself, sort of, knowing that you've done it. The satisfaction of it all. The wash I used was Citadel, by Citadel, but I don't know, can't remember the name of it. But the trick is to put more and less wash on different panels to get that variation in it. So the darker patches, of course, just have more wash put on them, and the lighters have less. But the last of the teaks in that lineup, I went a bit over the top with. Still looks okay, but yeah, I went a bit over the top with by accident, and it's a bit too dark. But it's not too bad. At least it doesn't look as plasticky as they used to. And it's good to know that, yeah, they start off looking quite plasticky, the railroad things. but at least when you get to the end of it, they actually, you can fairly easily get them up to a standard with only really a wash, a varnish and a black wash, simple things. Yeah. Well, that station does have lights in it, and the signal box does, but it's the cheap Poundland things with a little battery pack, which have since died. I'm not that interested in doing all the wiring. The layout sits on the floor. I would like it up, but no, not really interested in all the little lights, I'm afraid. As nice as they are. It's not often I run an engine in the dark, but that's normally just so I can watch the little lights on them, on the engines, like the 25's directional lighting. I'm going to disappear very briefly. I'll be back in about a minute or two. Yeah, just keep tight. I'll be back in a minute, and you'll still be able to watch the trains. Right, I'm back. Yeah. So, I mean, I've got a new... I don't know, because the last stream I'd done was the workbench, because I couldn't be bothered... wasn't in the mood for running trains, but had some things to do. Some workshops, workbench stuff, sorry. So, I don't know if I filmed with the new phone back then or not, but as you can see, the phone is much better in consideration of lighting. So, yeah. Right. You've not tried washers as such. If it's all on one circuit and switch, the station would be alright. It's getting all the other things, seeing some fun. Yes, definitely. And yes, Chris, it is 1401. Yeah, I did have a street light, and it was one of them Rocket Railways boxes of stuff, scrapyard boxes or whatever they were called, and I just plugged it straight in the accessories port of the combi controller, and just it got so hot it melted itself. So, yes. I was just more curious than anything else. Yes, as they do. Thought I'd change the angle a little bit, make it a bit more interesting for you. So yeah, that weathered van you would have just seen within the freight train. That's 101 off Instagram. Someone called 00 Steam. I think they run Sawyer models. It's an old Bachmann one. They'd weathered it themselves, as they do for their sort of business side of things. They're not too bad for prices. However, yeah, it was a nice little thing on one. Got to nip off now for a bit. That's alright. Take care, Chris. I'll see / talk to you soon. Oh wow. Yeah, actually I've got a Triang blood and custard coach. Dining one, I think, buffet one. You know, it's got moulded plastic to resemble cups or lamps or something. I think it's quite nice, but it's got too big of wheel flanges to run. So yeah, Sadly, it can't really run on the layout. It runs off the sleepers, like some of my engines, to be fair. This is today's drink, Brewdog Planet Pale Ale. Just getting through it. I'm on my second one now, but yeah, getting through them. I've had them too long now, they need disappearing. You're surprised they didn't? They are nice though, aren't they? There's something about Old Tryon, isn't there? Something nice about them. I mean, considering back then they weren't considered these, well, they were considered as toys, weren't they, back then? Back in the days of when they were toys and not seen as models for the perfectionists, let's be honest. That's where it started off, though. With Mr. Marks and Spencer's and Rovettes. A train set for Christmas. Well, the plastics have lasted. More toys than not. Yes, exactly. But that's where it started off, you know. People started off with their toy train set. And now they run their super detailed models. See, I was quite tempted by the Rapido Sterling single because I remember that being an award-winning model, and it always looked really good. I mean, the Sterling single in general is a really nice-looking engine. That was one I did once consider. Not really in my mind now, but I'll probably end up kicking myself in however many years' time when I want to get one and they're stupidly expensive again. Mind you, DC was all that was going. Not... Well, yeah, exactly. Now we've got two Pioneer tanks running. L92 and 1501. Derailment there. Quite a machine, 8-foot driving wheel. Yes, definitely. Definitely, yes. There's a reason I stopped the other engine. I don't know if you can actually hear it. Oops, didn't see a thing exactly. There is a reason I stopped the other pannier, just to make you be able to hear something a bit better. Can you hear it at all, Adam? You probably won't be able to see, but the firebox door is actually opened. Yeah, so what's nice is if you leave it hissing for so long, it chucks some coal on, the injectors will go off, and then eventually the safety valves will lift. Yeah, the coal going on too. And what's good is, I don't know if you saw it earlier, I was running the Hunslet, and that's a DC Rapido model, and the firebox glow stays on constantly. Whereas with the DCC sound, that'll come on and off when you want. Yes, it has glow. If I push it up this end, it may show off a little bit better. I'm not sure. In fact, I don't know what I'm doing. I might as well, if I pull it back, I could just bring the phone in closer, couldn't I? And eventually, it will take a while, but I'll leave it hissing for you. It does take a couple minutes to start being wanted, if you know what I mean. Sorry, I was just on at them pooches. But yeah, you'll just hear it hissing. And then eventually injectors will go, coal will go on, safety valves will go. It's a very clever thing. It's got all the bells and whistles to it. And it's running on DC, which is what I like about Rapido, and apparently some Bachmann engines do it. If you've got sound, it'll run. But yeah, this has got the cab side weather panels. They you can move those, and the cab roof. They're quite nice little features. But yeah, eventually it'll stop it'll keep hissing, but you know, you'll get some out of it. Because sometimes I'll just leave it sat hissing for ages because I quite like hearing it in the background with the safety valves going off every now and then. And the old bit of shoveling. The cab detail in it is exceptional, but you never really see it because it's such a closed-in cab. Yeah, there you go. And it properly flickers. And there goes the injectors. And it'll do the car and the injectors whilst it's running. And there's your safety valves. It's only the safety valves that don't go off whilst you're running. It is very good. But it's all randomised when you're on DC, and you don't get the whistles. But yeah. I have thought of getting someone to turn the volume up for me. Because if you're DCC, I might take it to where I got it from, East Somerset Models, when they've got a little DCC bit set up, so they can up the volume for me. But yeah, if I just go like that, we'll do a set off, shall we? Being naughty, aren't they? Engine's behaving, but not the coaches. Let's see. We've got some naughty coaches. And you couldn't have a live stream without something playing up. Right. Here we go. Try again. I know it's on one key, but... There it is, it's behaving itself now. I know Rapido say it's got a volume control feature in it. So it just needs being done by someone who's got DCC themselves. But it's a really nice engine, and I mean, since I've had it, it's been the engine that I've ran the most, and it's purely for the sound. By no means do I think the world of a 15XX, but it's, like I say, the sound on them. Pannier tank. It's basically took inspiration from the what they used to call the Yankee tank, the American, is it S100 I think they were called. Let's knock the building out. A bit wonky, I mean, that might be a bit better. But yeah, pannier tank. Oh, firebox door's opened. See if it stays open for the time that it passes. No, it's going to shut. Injectors are going to go there. such a fun and much more interactive engine because it's actually harder to control. Because you go to about 50 on the controller and that's when the sound starts kicking in. Because of course it takes a lot more power than if it was DC. And then from there you start going up and up in the controller. So of course you're using more voltage just for the sound, so everything's a much finer to control. And of course it does the smoother acceleration. But yeah, everything's much more tight, I guess you could call it. A very slight move could make it accelerate much more than it would on a DC, you know, if it was had a blanking plate in it. Neat setup with the sound better than a chuff box. Yes, I've got one of those on a Flying Scotsman. The old bit of sandpaper really, with a bit of metal striking it attached to the axle. Those were the days. Well, the thing is, it's got, I think it's got sensors. It knows how fast the wheels are turning and it automatically syncs it. Because if I start putting some strain on it and the wheels are moving slower, the beats will automatically sync to it. It syncs perfectly to the wheels. German. But yeah, so I mean it's a very good engine and very heavy. It's definitely one of the stronger ones. It definitely is quite a bulky looking engine though. For a little 060, it's quite bulky. And it's the preserved example. And you'll see the firebox flicker in there. When it goes round in person, you sort of get an idea of what it looks like inside the cab. You tend to just see the floor, which has got a checkered pattern on it. It's all really well done though. And it just shut then. I don't know if it's shut inside. Yeah. Yes. Not so much, wasn't an engine I was going to get, and then I watched a video of one just before they come out. I think TRS Trains had their hands on one to fit smoke, so I was quite tempted to have this one fitted with the smoke. And yeah, so it was the sound that sold him to me, and I knew I could run it on DC with sound, and I wanted to try it out, so I did. Always wanted an engine with sound. Like I say, I'd like the volume turned up on it a bit, really. If the opportunity ever rises, you know. I wasn't sticking to freight on the inner line, but it's just going to be the far easier option. As you can see, this 15XX is sitting quite happily with 5 coaches. It can do more, but yeah, it's sitting quite happily with 5. And 2 of those are old Kitmaster ones. The one on the very end, the BG as it's known as, is a Lima. But yeah, the 2 Kitmaster ones, of course, have a bit more drag to it. Yes, that unit, Adam. But they sync the smoke comes out in sync with the chuffs. It's very good stuff. They do them with cylinder cocks as well. You top them up with just water, you know, like deionised water that you put in a battery, you know, and it'll last for however long. I was quite tempted, and I did ask them if it's possible because I'm running it on DC, and they said yeah, it's just you wouldn't be able to turn it off so it always have smoke. I'm sure you could probably wire up a little switch to it or something that would be so fiddly. It's probably not worth it. Smoke box, not smoke box, firebox door open. So as you can see, it does it all randomised, but of course it won't do the whistles and that. Which, to be fair, that's all I'd want on top, is some whistles. Wasn't keen on it, but I'm sure there's a way of keeping moisture out of the electrical bit. Yes, very true. I think it's only you watching Adam, actually. Which is fair enough, it's Saturday night. I just thought I'd do a bit of a live stream today, seeing as I haven't done one for a very long time. Especially the layout. Make sure, you know, people know I am still here. Just busy. I do have an engine with a smoke unit in it. It's a Triumph Princess with the smoke unit that has the little bellow to it, if you know the one. Just going through all my stuff, seeing if I've got any room to put any more pictures away. I don't feel like doing this stream for really long, but not like normal. But I thought at least a couple of hours. So what have I ran? Well, what haven't I actually? The Mana, Bluebell, the E4, Green Knight, the Canyon, the Prairie. Don't know if I said Lord Nelson. I haven't ran lots because I kept the Hunslet on for quite a while. But yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, I know the one they took off the Princess when Trang brought Andy out. Oh yeah, I've got a few princesses all in various states. Two are quite poor. The other one is Princess Victoria in the BR Green, and that's quite a nice one. Alan did a 6-hour plus stream there. He's off to France next, I think. Oh, is he? On his journeys. So 1501, the one with sound, that's a Severn Valley Railway based engine. Both that are running now are preserved in real life. And then the Inner Line's L92, which is South Devon based, which we've had at Cranmore before. That's the one, but yours in BR Black, yeah. Well, the thing is, mine, I could change it up a bit, but my Princess Victoria, its front bogie is from a bullied engine, probably the Spam Can. Because it's got the bullied type wheels on the front bogie. But then I've got one that's got the front bogie of, I think, the American engine, because it's got the snowplow on it. They've all been variously modified. Some are not as well as others. I mean, one of them's got sprung buffers. And I think one of the tenders is probably an old mainline one. It's all a bit of a mix match, but they were cheap and it was a long time ago. In the very early days of me doing the hobby, I was told all of them ran. But the Victoria one was noisy. I bought the 3, and only Victoria ran, and ran well. So yeah, done out of them, but I could get them running, but for what it is, there's loads of them anyway, and for how much I'd run them, it's not really worth it. I've got one fairly good quite good example, so that's all I really want. But yeah, this 15XX, it's nothing special. In general, as an engine, you know, it's not Flying Scotsman, is it? But it's a really well made model, and having the sound just adds so much character. It's worth paying the extra, even though it's a lot more. The problem is, I think, in the modern day, is you'll buy a DC engine, but you're paying for pre-fitted speakers and all that. All the bells and whistles are pre-fitted, but you're not getting any use of them, like the sensors and all that. Whereas if you pay this sort of, if you are buying the DCC sound variant, you are, I mean, even now I'm not getting every bell and whistle out of it, but I've basically got more of it. And it did really help me justify the prices of model railway engines nowadays. It's much more just, you know, you can justify it a bit more when you've got the sound. Mine was the Trying Pony set, where I was getting them running. And there's the Devil Mazak Rut sets in one of the axles. Gotta love our Mazak Rut, haven't we? It's as important as any other local. My first railway magazine had a pannier tank in the photo on the cover. 1973. Well, I've got 3 pannier tanks out today. You see 2 of them running now, and then the other one is the, you'd recognise them straight away, the Hornby open cab type. I don't know how well you could see that, but yeah. Oh, not too bad. But yeah. That I've had running earlier today with the 4 chocolate and cream coaches that you're seeing being run now. Part of the motion of that engine is actually plastic. That is a downside, I think. But to be fair, in general, it's a really good engine. I haven't had any buyer's regret with it. Never regretted getting it. Funnily enough, it's actually, come to think of it, yeah, it's my most expensive engine I've got on my whole, the whole model railway. That's the most expensive one. Not the one that's worth the most. I've got engines worth quite a bit. You know, I've got ones that are sold £300 plus. But I never paid that much for them. But that one I of course paid the full price for. I say full price, I had a bit of a discount on it, but yeah. It's getting worse again. There's not the same call for pure zinc bodies frames, so the purified zinc isn't so well cleaned of the lead and causes the rot. It's a shame when the Mazak rot gets you, because that means you've got a pointless engine that you've spent a lot of money on. L92 was the hardest engine to get out of my collection. They're just so sought after. Took me about a year to be able to get one. People beating me to it and that. And when I say beating me to it, I mean by minutes. One would go up and it was taken, swiped straight away. And I was up in Yorkshire, sat down, because I was looking on eBay and that, basically nearly every day. Some cases multiple times in one day. I was so desperate to get one. And I tell you what, it was, just normal, look at it, go on eBay, have a look. And I couldn't believe it, and within about 2 minutes of looking at it, I bought it. Because I just couldn't believe myself that I'd found one. Oh, hello again, Chris, you're back. I'm not too sure, Adam. Probably. Because I think Kerno had their own one and, different numbers. But yeah, this is L92. And the reason I wanted L92 is because that's an engine we had at Cranmer. So as you'll see, Chris, I'm running my 15XX. Which I don't know if you know, but it's the sound fitted one. If I stop the other pan here quickly. There we go. A very fun engine indeed. You wish you got the sound one now. There's something about it. You actually justify the price better. I was saying to Adam not long ago. Because a lot of the time you buy a DC model that has the pre-fitted speaker and all the stuff for DCC sound. And you never get to see it. And you're technically paying for all that stuff that you're not going to use. Whereas this, what you've paid more, but you're using nearly everything that you've paid for. This one's a bit different because it's running on DC, so it hasn't quite got every sound. That I can't use every sound, even though it does have the file with every sound on it. I can't program to play the whistle and stuff because I'm on a plain standard controller. But yeah, running DCC sound on DC. They're very strong. That's what I like. They're quite nice and strong. Why not put Bluebell there? At least then it's seen today. Just the South Eastern and Chatham Railway P class. A Hatton's model, actually. I got him new, and it turns out I think it's the most sought after P class, which is one of the reasons why now a Pure Scale doing them, taken over from Hatton's is. They're remaking Bluebell. All the others are different liveries or numbers, but they're keeping Bluebell. If they'd done Pride of Sussex again, I probably would have got that one, because I always said I'd get Pride of Sussex if I liked Bluebell so much. And then there was the Barclays. I've got one of their Barclays. I've got Coronation. But what I really want is to see someone produce Lady Nan, the Andrew Barclay, that, you know, from Cranmore. That specification of Barclay would be so nice to have. And the thing is, so many people have driven Lady Nan at Cranmore, because of course it's driver for a tenner. I think it would make sense, because there'd be a lot of people out there who would actually want one. Definitely a beautiful livery. Here's one I got along with Green Knight. Very detailed coach. Hornby one. I think the other side's more impressive. And do you know what? I was going to get two of these. Well, wanted to get two of those. When I first saw Hatton's making Bluebell, because I thought it would look so nice behind Bluebell, and there's a video of Bluebell running with a similar type of coaches, and I thought it'd be nice. Very detailed, yes. So, but yes, I wanted a couple of those, and then when I went and got Green Knight at the exhibition, I had a bit more cash in the wallet, and I thought, oh, I'll get one of those. I got this one. One of the engines I've had for a long time. Split chassis. Lord Nelson, which is on the lineup for potential running today, but I won't now. The problem with, because of course Green Knight's the standard 4. The problem with the Bachmann standard 4 is it's so light, and like I said, my layout's very hilly. So it's really not strong at all. I want to put as much weight in it as possible at some point. However, it does have the opening smoke box door, which is quite a nice little feature, but quite delicate at the same time. It's been alright, I've had it a long time. However, that is the engine that I electrocuted myself on twice. But it's alright. It's not quite perfect, but it's very good. So I gave the layout a good clean today. It's really nice to see it all nice and clean. Not all fully done yet, but a large improvement after being practically abandoned for a few months. Because of the split chassis design, I was working on it, had the body off of it, and of course one side has the positive running through it, the other side up half of the negative. And the problem is, it's all the electric runs through the whole of the chassis really. And then when you go to battery test your engine without a chassis on and you're holding both sides of the metal, yeah, when you don't think about what you're doing, it does come to bite you. It was only 9 volts though, so the reason I brought L92 out today was actually because of you, Chris. You put on my Discord about you getting yours not long ago, and I thought, well, I'll run mine. And at the end of this stream, it'll be all tidying it all up again. Whatever's been running today will stay on the layout until probably tomorrow. But everything I've got layout ready to put out will be put away. All the locos I've got lined up. There's 12 locos and 3 coaches, but those coaches will be on the layout tonight. Only 9 volts, yes. Oh, yours is L94. I thought it was L92. Yeah, I forgot about that being a new body in that. One of the better ways of doing it though, isn't it? That's one thing I would have loved to have gone and seen. The pannier tanks running around it for London transport. All my locos are stored in various places because I have too many to store in one place. And of course I built my workbench to have storage for them, but I still haven't done the final tweaks to the drawers, so I don't trust it. Um, but yeah. I'm not perfect with me pannier tank numbers and that, if I'm honest. I think L92 is a 5700, I could be wrong. I got a few panniers. I got the 27 L92, this 15 XX, and then I got a 94 XX, which is a Bachmann one. That's quite nice. I got the Locomotion Models one though, so it's 9400, because that's one I've seen in real life. I've actually got two models of that engine, because I got the Lima version as well. But the Lima one I had, but it never, I don't know, something about it. I never used to get along with it until I figured out I fitted new springs in the motor, because it had the Ringfield type sort of motor, but Lima's version. Yeah, so I went and got the Batman one. It's quite nice actually. It's a bit fast, but for the detail they've crammed into it, they lost a lot of space, so yeah. 97. You have 22? Yeah, I'll keep my mouth shut. I don't actually have many panniers then. As compared to you, I've barely got any. I've got about 90 engines now, I think. Which is mad. Mad, but I mean, it's before you know it, they're all here, but I've slowed down on buying them. I mean, this year I've bought one. Since the summer I've bought 3. But yeah, this year I bought Green Knight. And I may consider, well, I want to get Black Prince, and then that'll probably be it now. I'll see how much into the hobby I get back into it. There were a couple of 64XX spent their lives on Scottish branch lines. You and Jenny and the Bronx. Got 17 class 59s. You've got more models of 59s than actual 59s. Well, there you go. Right, I'm going to disappear briefly. I'll be back in a minute. Oh, hello, Melvin. I'll be back in a minute, okay? You're going to lose your sound, I'm afraid, but you'll still see trains running. I'm back. So, yeah, sorry about that. Raven, is it? Well, as you can see, I've got the 15XX running on Rapido engine with sound, and then L92 on the inner line, which is another pannier tank. This is the outer line 1501 is DCC sound, but running on DC. So yeah, I've been tempted to grab the last of the cheaper lugs, but realised 2 66s coming. 2 last of the big spin. Kuroskai, yeah. I used to have my eye out on the Kuroskai stuff. The Manor, really. I nearly bought Dinmore Manor a few times, and then it became unavailable. And I think when it hit that time, I would have bought one. But then I bought the 15XX. Some American stuff. Do you collect much American stuff then? Malvern Junction? I was about to say I'm solely British models, but I do technically have an Australian one, which was the XPT, which Hornby done, which is just their HST model. The problem is, well, the thing is, I would absolutely love a model of 3801, which is of course Australian. And they do make them, or have made them, but I think it'd just be a bit of hassle to get over into this country. You'd be bankrupt, would you? You've got 4-point motors with DC boards. We're kicking in this week. I have to make it monthly, not weekly. So yeah, this 15XX, the last 3 coaches it's pulling are quite old coaches. The front 2, the first one's Bachmann, the second one's Hornby, both in their time super detail, and they are very good. However, then the next 2, the Kitmasters, are actually the most detailed on the inside, very good insides. And the end is the Lima one, which is the least detailed. It's not even my coach, actually. It's someone else's that I've had loaned to me for probably the last 5 years. I have a set of their Mark IIs as well, actually. March models in Bruton upon Trent. And have a chat with Barry up there, and he'll be able to try and help with the prices. I done that spotting last night as well. I got a little bit of green wave, but it was, for me, all my pictures practically come out with a pink sky, and that was it really. But it was still interesting. I'm keeping my points DC for now. Mine are still all manual. The harbour layout, theirs is manual, but they have a rod. And basically this rod runs through under the baseboard and throughout the back, and I just pull the rods. I took inspiration from a chap called David, who tends to exhibit every now and then one of his layouts. He has an American one in a section of one which was the one I took inspiration from. So yeah, I always keep an eye out. It's him. He sometimes watches his channel, I think, as well. You were drawn outside to have a look and it was cloudy. Oh, what a shame. Always something to ruin someone's view, isn't there? Very warm here, and the nightclub across the street is pumping out garage and bass at top volume. Oh, I bet that's wonderful for you, Chris. Bet you absolutely love that. Oh, so it's not like you've never... I mean, where I am, you'd never... It's very... Well, you'd never see it normally. I know I have been running these two engines for a while now. But I think, to be fair, they're going to be the last engines I run today. It's only going to be a short stream. I've done just over 2 hours, so it's not too bad. I've never seen the Northern Lights. I think I saw a bit of it yesterday, but to be fair, it wasn't much. I'll see what tonight has for me, but I don't have the highest of hopes that it's going to look really good for me. No, I think these will be the last engines to run tonight. I'll see. I would have changed L92 over, but I just can't think of another engine to run on the middle line that yanks in. I mean, for me, last night, it was a black sky, and when I took photos on the phone, there it was. To be fair, I could swap the 15XX out for a Manor. I think I might do that. Then it changes it up a bit. I know you ain't got sound, but then you've got something different. It's warmed up a bit. To be fair, Raven, isn't it? I don't get much audience on my live streams. However, I've always enjoyed doing them. So I still do them. I tend to find that, like now I've got 5 people. I tend to have between 2 and 7, let's say, normally. 8 on a good night. And that's only briefly, you know. But then I'll look on at the end of the stream and it's it's all different people who've popped in and out of the stream and stuff. I think that's the thing, if you're like a really popular person on YouTube, it's harder to... I mean, I could picture, say like Jenny, she has a lot of comments every minute on her streams and that, and I mean, she probably would absolutely love to talk to every individual one, but the problem is, you just can't. There's too many going in at a time. Whereas if it's smaller stream and not as many people, in reality, there's a lot more time to talk to each person and, you know, each individual comment. The Manor's an old mainline thing. So give it a lap or two and it'll warm up and then start speeding up. Then I have to knock it back again. But here's Hinton Manor, although it's been blocked by a freight train. Oh, definitely, yeah. But I know, I mean, if that was me, if I put up with that, I mean, I know for a fact I wouldn't be able to reply to every single one. There's only so fast a person can go. So this manor, I picked up probably a year ago, and I paid, I think, something like, was it 35 or was it 25? Something like that. It was 20 or 35. And it's like new. The only damage to it was a bit of a handrail on the tender, and that's just a little chunk taken out of it. But I mean, I've opened it up and it had the original grease from factory. You know, no worry for these split axles at the moment. And you could tell by the wheels it's barely done any miles. I mean, even now in my ownership, it's barely done... It's, you know, hasn't done a lot of running. So I tend to run it a bit and keep the mileage low on it, because the wheels really show how little movement it's done. But it's a really nice model. By no means the fanciest or the quietest, but very nice. I intend to start live streaming when my layout gets up and running in around 2 months, but I don't expect much in the way of views. I think it's by terms of luck now, because it depends on what your people are doing, doesn't it? It's like, say, Friday and Saturday night, you probably have a certain set of your audience who are actually down the pub. And I mean, if you're doing say a Tuesday morning, everyone's probably at work. And I mean, every day's different, you know. You could do a day, say like a Sunday night, where most people are going to be at home, and yet that'll still vary because people are doing different things. Batman Man is a good value of the FDC. There's a lot of people on low when the Pure Sky and Battle ones came out. Yes. Well, this one belonged to a young kid, I think it was, who just really liked his trains and sort of thing. Yeah. As you'll notice, it's actually sped up. Now, I haven't actually sped it up myself, that's just where it's warmed up. So I'm going to have to knock it back a bit. Well, this is, of course, the main line, which, of course, Bachmann I probably had, Bachmann probably sold them for a period of time until they upgraded. But yeah. In general, quite a good model, and for its age, it's very well detailed. And it even had its own, come in the original box with paperwork. And it'd tell you all about the manners and what ones were running when the model came out. All I say is don't give up on something that you like to do, Melvin. If you really like doing live streams, keep doing them. YouTube is such a slow growing thing. I've done 6 years on YouTube, probably it'll be 7 this year. And I managed to hit 1,000 subscribers now, but that's took a lot of time and a lot of hours dedicated to producing and editing and releasing videos. And one night you'll get no one, and then another night you'll get everyone. Like I say, it's all times of luck and how YouTube shares it and their algorithm, which is all, jumbled. Tomorrow's would be Alan, wouldn't it, Chris? I haven't been on the live streams as much either because I've been busy. Some Sundays I'm up at 5 in the morning. A lot of Sundays I am. So when it hits 9 o'clock at night sort of thing, I'm not in the mood of sitting up and watching a live stream over it, Luckily I got this weekend off. I still don't know how I managed to do it. I think it's the YouTube shorts really help, and it's a luck. I think YouTube is pure luck. You can even see the manners sped up even more now. I've notched it back a little bit. I didn't realise that he's cut down to once a month now, actually. Just because I've been busy. As you can see now, I'm up to 7. Although 1 will be the iPad. So technically it's up to 6. This is the most train run in this layout has seen in about 3 months. It's crazy, isn't it, really? Because I bought Green Knight in early January, and I'd done the work on it, and I got it a brand new tender, and I mean it only recently went on the layout for the first time with a new tender on it, so yeah, it hasn't really seen use in 3 months. The most use before then was running in Green Knight, probably. I think it's nice to have a popular stream, but actually, at the same time, it's equally as good to have a quiet one. Because then you can have a nice long chat to different people, and you're not like, someone's speaking to you, you talk to them, and then quick on to the next person. Like, I can sort of take pauses and stuff like that. Here's an engine of mine that's barely done any mileage. The Bachmann E4, very good model. When I bought it, they went, that's a bit unlike you. It was the best valued model in the whole model shop at the time. And yeah, so I mean, it was very nice. The man is running fine, yeah. Not too bad. A nice pace. That's what I normally do, Marvin, is with this layout. On normal streams, I'd just put an engine on for half hour. Well, you know, in and out of line, have an engine for half hour, and then it'd swap the engines, and the rolling stock, and the next one. Today, I've only changed the coaches on the outer line from the Southern Green Mark ones to these chocolate and cream ones, and then some teats earlier. And I've only changed the engines about 3 times today. Not as often as normal. Do you know what? I never use this inner line unless I'm doing a live stream or video for YouTube. It's always the outer line I use, just to run one engine. I always think it's nice to have your main focus on the one normally. But for the purpose of entertainment on the streams and stuff, it's nice to have the two. You could have a few Class 59s triple head in, and then, some on the back banking the train, and exactly. And sometimes it's nice to change the view a little bit. A class 59 stream sounds good, Chris. So I've been going for 2.5 hours now. Which isn't too bad. It's getting dark now. Exactly, Adam. I think also the track isn't laid the best on the inside of that track. So I think maybe the man is probably fine on it. But yeah, a lot of engines of mine can't run on the inner line. It's because there's a couple bits with a really sharp turn in the curve. Because I think I've made an error in the track work. I have done in other places. The outer line has one extra straight piece than it should. See you soon, Adam. To be fair, it won't be too long on this stream left anyway, so yeah, I'll catch up with you again sometime soon. Take care. My layout only has fifth radius fills the track from one area. I've had to use third radius to make it fit. So you got 59s, Chris. I've got the 66. I've got British Rail, it's called. I think the BR Blue one. Of course, I went with the quite unique one. Fourth and fifth even. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. I'll show you how bad that could have been. Hee. Oh dear. Oh dear. Hand of God. Can't believe that. Thing is, because I'm quite upright, it's harder to put things on the rails. Right, there we go. Back to work. Even I saw that disaster, get the useful engines out. Take care, Adam. I tell you what. Seeing as L92 has done such a lot of work today, let's pop another Western engine out. Now I can't remember off the top of my head which road is the 5 Street. Holden time, I think. Get back to the Holden. I've often thought about getting a Hornby Holden and modifying it into a very small prairie. I think it would look rather interesting, at least. Well, I've finished beer number 2. There is a beer number 3 in the fridge, but I think I'll leave that tonight. Or maybe have it after the stream, I'll see. But I think I'm thinking maybe 10 o'clock to call it a day. However, I'm going to disappear for a minute again. Oh yes, I saw that pannier he done. That was quite a sweet little thing. What I'm going to do, just to play it safe, seeing as there was that derailment, is I'll stop the Holden. But what I'll do is I'll stop it where it's just in sight. And I'll be back in a minute. You won't have the sound, but to be fair, the Manor's quite a noisy thing anyway. So just talk amongst yourselves. Right then, I'm back. Let's see what we've been nattering about. Your different, your radius curves. Right, let's set this one off. Two hours, 41 minutes I've been going for. That's not too bad. But yeah, we'll just have it the last 15 minutes, I think. Seeing as you two are having a nice little conversation there, I'm just going to pop a couple locos away. Makes that life a little bit easier. It's good to know that you can leave something for 5 minutes and it's not going to all go wrong. It's all going to stay in one piece and not derail. I've really jinxed that, haven't I? I most likely have as well. I shan't be long now, just the last one. There we go. Just the last bit of stock to work away. But all of that's in the same sort of more awkward place. Apart from a couple of bits and pieces that are just going to stay on the layout tonight. The engines are behaving themselves fairly well. Lasts about 10 minutes now. Yeah, not too bad. Let's move the so we got 1501, the Holden, the Manor, and then the 4110, the large Prairie just there. It's a bit wonky though, isn't it? That's probably a little bit better. Not the best, but it'll do for the last 10 minutes. It's a nice angle. It's one of my favourite angles of the layout is up at the main station. Take care, Melvin. It's been nice seeing you. And thank you for coming in for a little chat here. Hope you've enjoyed seeing the trains going round. I'll probably only be on another 7 odd minutes now. Thought I'd just run it off to 10 o'clock. So I didn't actually mean to run a full freight train today, but you know, throughout the whole stream in the middle, but oh well. Such is life. It looks alright. It's at least we've had a variation between freight and passenger this time round. Take care, Raven. I'll have to try and remember that. I probably won't, I'm afraid. But we'll see. See you soon, Raven. See, I'm a bit mixed, Chris. Sometimes I've had times where I prefer seeing freight running, and other times I've preferred the passenger. I tend to run passenger more than anything, but yeah. Look, I think wagons can be a bit more temperamental for models, but no, it's alright. Bit of a Great Western theme on here though. Because we got, yeah, all Western engines together. My goodness. By the way, Chris, you said you were on about converting one of your Holdens. Will you do it where it's oil-fired or the later coal-fired, like how Hornby depicts it? Just out of curiosity, to be honest. You got that right, Chris. Not wrong with it. Yeah, because of course it was originally oil-fired, and wasn't it built to do small branch line work, and then it never got that far. This was a bit of a shunting engine, and then eventually converted to coal. And the firebox had something funny, wasn't it? Yeah, there's not much reference, is there? Like I say, I've only ever seen 2 different photos. But there's only really one main one, isn't there? Oil-fired, yeah, I thought so. I think after all these years, about 40-odd years Hornby have been producing the Holden, surely they should actually do it, perfectly accurate, with all the fine, intricate valve gear. If they're doing what they're doing with locomotion, they can definitely do an accurate Holden. I've seen someone do it themselves before, but it would be nice to see Hornby do it themselves, sort of celebrate however many years they've dedicated to producing this one type of engine in so many different liveries and all that. Yeah, that would be interesting, a what if class. Definitely. I think I shall start to bring the manor to a stop. We'll just reverse him a little bit. I mean, the freight train sort of blocks the view of it, but there you go. Oh, so nice and peaceful when the trains aren't running. But a very busy looking railway indeed. Oh, can't get over the peace and quiet. Did he do that one recently, Chris? I know he done a new body on a Holden once. Oh, I see he's gone to Polish Railway Adventure. I'm sort of scrolling through his channel a little bit to see if I can find it. Because I'm fully aware of that. I know he done a Holden and redone the body on it. Because he 3D printed it himself. Yeah, I see he called it the 9501. Well, the 95XX, I guess. That pannier he done. I've just seen his one of Rocket. That's really good. Because that's like Rocket closer to what it's like now. Oh no, that wasn't him, was it? That's an exhibition. Just saw that on a thumbnail. Yeah, I see his super detailed freelance one. I do have the Resin Body 12XX. What if pass on a Holden chassis? One of the first models I made in lockdown. Ooh. Well, we done a lot of projects in lockdown, didn't we? Every one of us, I think. My goodness. The 12XX. Yeah, that one, yeah. Yeah, it was his design, wasn't it? Yeah, that would be good, Chris. If you could, yeah, it'd be nice to see if you pop it on the old Discord. I know it don't get used much as Discord, but it's always nice to have see a few different things on there, a few different things people have done and that. But yeah, I think I'll leave it the next 2 minutes because then it says it'll say I'm streamed for 3 hours. Yeah, it's gone 10 o'clock already. That's brilliant, isn't it? Time flies when you're having fun running trains, I guess. Model U figures. Oh, I do like Model U figures. Model U sent me some bits and pieces once before, and I spent an afternoon painting them, and that was a nice relaxing afternoon, just painting some Model U figures up. And I'll tell you what, they were very good quality things. It's insane the sort of detail that can be captured in something as small as that. All the different creases and that they managed to get. I'll show you this quickly. See them little brush marks? This is one of those kits. It's got a lot of scrapes on it. If any, I'd repaint this one, but I'm not going to because it just looks like it's ran along a railway with overgrown branches. But yeah, that's little brush marks the previous owner's done, just to resemble bits of writing. But yeah, really brings my locos to life. I would absolutely love to see them do, I'd love to do that thing where they scan you. And, I think it'd be nice to go in with what I tend to wear on the Santas, probably. Because I'd love to have a little model of me to put on PBA 39, the Sentinel. I think that'd be nice. Come on, coaches. Oops. I've slammed a coach too hard, I think. I dropped a buffer. Oh well. Makes them couple easier. I'll pop that in my little tub of broken bits and I'll glue that on another day. Whoopsie daisies. You nearly done it. I think it would be quite interesting, and then sit there and then paint a figure of yourself. But then you've got a little you on the layout. It's like Bernard Cribbins, isn't it? It's Hornby sized. Anyway, Chris, I think I better call it a night. I know it's 3-hour stream, so it's only a couple hours really shorter than what I normally do. But yeah, mini-me, yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think I should call it a night. I think it's literally just you on here now. But yeah, so, it's been nice chatting to you. It's been nice chatting to everyone, actually. And running some trains. Like I say, this layout hasn't seen this much usage for the last probably 3 or so months, It's quite crazy, really. I know the Holden's sort of out of sight. You can just about see its roof but I sort of needed it to fit some coaches back on the layout. Then I've only got 3 locos to put away, so that's all right. But yeah, I'll see what you've got to say. Thanks, Matt. Very good fun. Good trains running. Catch you on the next one. Yes. Yeah, it's been nice and to get those Mark 1s running. There's only one of the Mark 1s, the Kitmaster ones, that I haven't ran today, and that's a maroon one, and that's because they fitted corridor ends to it, which makes it a little bit more funny for running. I haven't sort of fettled about with them yet, so yeah. But yeah, it was really nice talking to you, Chris, and thank you for tagging along as you always do. So yeah, I think that's it. So thank you all for watching, and I shall see you on the next one. That'll probably be a video, well, I don't know. Don't smoke next to compounder vans. No, definitely not. But no, I shall, I don't know if it'll be a stream before a video or what. We'll see how it goes, okay? So yeah, I'll see you all soon, and I'll chat to you soon anyway on Discord, Chris. Right then, I've got to press all these buttons now. But yeah, there's a nice view, isn't there, the layout? Shaky, but still a nice little view regardless. So yeah, I'll see you all soon. Cheerio.